will establish a robust presence across all the 7 Emirates. We will focus on both the Northern Emirates, where we have a long-standing commitment through our core business as a utility provider, as well as Sharjah, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. We believe that building a nationwide network is key for the existing and future EV customers. Ensuring that EV charging infrastructure is reliable and accessible no matter where you are in the United Arab Emirates. Third, we will address diverse charging needs by offering multiple types of charging locations. Convenience charging solutions will be strategically placed in malls, supermarkets, and governmental buildings, making it easy for users to charge their vehicles while they go to their daily activities. On-the-go charging will be available in parking areas, and streets, ensuring that drivers can top up their batteries whenever necessary. Additionally, our EV hubs located in cities and along highways will provide a blend of convenience, accessibility, and access to other essential services, making them the heart of our charging networks. Fourth, we will focus on fast and ultra-fast charging solutions. We believe this is crucial for accelerating the adoption of electric vehicles in the United Arab Emirates. These advanced charging options will meet customer demand for speed and convenience, making EV ownership more appealing and practical. Finally, we are committed to delivering superior customer experience. This starts with best-in-class hardware from top manufacturers to ensure the reliability of our services. We will soon unveil leading digital platforms to offer seamless interaction, and our 24/7 customer service will be available to support and enhance the user experience, ensuring that every interaction with UAE is smooth and satisfying. In closing, I would like to reiterate our excitement about our partnership with the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure and the opportunity to drive change together. Let's charge toward a greater, more sustainable future and create a lasting impact on our environment and society. Together, we will get things done and help pave the way for a cleaner, greener United Arab Emirates. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Yusuf. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and members of the press, thank you for listening very carefully to our speakers. I think we all agree now that the genuine excitement and optimism behind this new venture is very obvious and clear. It is also clear that this stems from the fact that both of the key partners, the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure and Etihad Water and Electricity, both recognize how integral UAE can become of the achievement of the UAE's goals to net zero and sustainability. Thank you all for your thoughts today. And now I would like to open the floor for questions. But before I do, I would like to invite Engineer Badr Al-Awadi, the Head of Sustainability at Etihad Water and Electricity, and also the UAEV Program Lead, to join on the stage to participate in the Q&A question. So maybe I can get us started with one question from my side, and this is for Your Excellency Mohandis Yusuf, and for Badr as well. What do you see as the key benefits of this initiative to the UAE environmental goals and also to accelerate the adoption of EVs? Maybe I'll start with you, Badr, as you just joined the stage.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, thank you for that great question, Engineer Ahmed. On behalf of UAV team, first of all, we'd like to thank our Minister, His Excellency Suhail al-Mazrou'i, for his great support. And I believe without His Excellency's support, we would have been sitting here announcing this great collaboration and this game-changing company called UAV. And we'd like to also, on behalf of the team, to thank His Excellency Engineer Sharif Al-Ulama, to thank His Excellency Engineer Yusuf Al-Ali. They've been with us on almost daily basis. We all know this EV business. I'm sure there are lots of experts in that field. They know that it's a tough journey when it comes to EV infrastructure. And Their Excellency has been with us on almost daily basis, addressing any obstacles, any challenges that we've been facing over the past months. The team been working very hard. We had more than 54 meetings, add to it the site visits and the hours of work, and Their Excellency has been always there. And this is the main enabler that we believe is extremely important in order to achieve our strategic goals as UAEV. When it comes to the benefits of this partnerships, there are many, Engineer Ahmed. But to name few, this will definitely create lots of jobs in the industry. Being a UAEV company, a company that is owned by the government of United Arab Emirates, will change how this industry looks in the region. So definitely we'll be seeing job creation. This will further diversify the economy itself in the UAE. And it will definitely help accelerate the transition from the normal transportation to greener, more sustainable transportation.
Absolutely, fully agree. Your Excellency would like to add something, Engineer Yusuf?
هذا شغال؟ لا مش شغال؟
Okay, I think Badr captured a lot of interesting and good points. I think from my perspective, this partnership brings together strengths from two organizations that are working in different aspects. So if you look at the ministry, it is a regulatory body that actually makes sure that we are tackling some of the main challenges we have when it comes to climate change. We do have clear strategies that we have set aside and clear directives of going green when it comes to mobility. So creating this kind of JV partnership with one of the major utility suppliers in the country just makes sense. And it brings together two powerhouses that can deliver on our country goals in terms of going green when it comes to transportation, one of the heaviest emitters when it comes to greenhouse gases. Saying that as well, we see that there is quite a lot of synergy between the work that we are doing along with the work that Etihad Water and Electricity is going to be providing. There is a clear mandates that we have agreed upon and a clear vision that we are driving towards. I see that there is huge potential for us to push this file forward. And we see also that there is the need from the end user, the customers, who are really now, we see, becoming more eco-friendly, more environmentally aware, and they are looking for these kind of options in terms of modes of transportation that reduces emissions overall.
Absolutely.
Hello, my name is Mohannad. I'm from Etisalat UAE. I have two questions. One may be a quick answer. The second one will maybe take some time. The first question, what about your geography? Are you going to cover all UAE? And the second question, what about the business model? Is it just only like a one-time charging or going to have some partnership with the public and private sector? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. UAV is a company that will operate worldwide UAE, on the UAE wide, starting from the region where Etihad serves, the Emirates Etihad serves, Sharjah, Ajman, Umm Al-Qawain, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah, and we'll also extend our service to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. As mentioned by His Excellency and by Badr, UAE have announced ambitious target when it comes to green mobility. In fact, we put a specific target to achieve 100% EV by governmental companies, by governmental entities by the year 2035. And also we announced a target when it comes e-mobility in general as a percentage within the nation. All this contributes to the UAE target to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. To achieve this target and to enable these targets to be achieved as a government represented here by Etihad and the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure through UAV, we're taking the first step to invest in building the infrastructure. At the end of the day, we take the first step to invest in this infrastructure. However, the government of UAE through the ministry also have another role as a regulator for this market and will ensure that the market is open for all the players to come into this market, and these players will get equal support from Etihad Water Electricity as a utility provider in our region, in North Emirates, and they will get also equal support from the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure. We still need a lot of details to be revealed in the next few months in relation to the regulation for charging and EVs in general regulation to come over the next few months. However, Etihad through UAV with the ministry, we are taking one step ahead. We are starting the rollout of our charging station, charging points all over the UAE, and I'm sure the regulation that will come will have enough details to really explain what models will be adopted and what roles each company will play, private sector, governmental, utilities. It will be cleared in the regulation to come.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I just have to comment as well. I fully agree. I think what this does today is it sends a very strong signal to the whole market that the government is now making the transition and investing in the infrastructure. So I think this is a very important milestone that we have to highlight. But thank you for the question. So I think there's a question here first, second one here.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Jamal. My question is...
Can you introduce your organization as well?
Yeah, Savvy Charging Technologies. We are a Masdar-based company. My question is regarding the grid capacity. I believe that would go in tandem. Is that the plan as well to support the grid optimization to support UAV to charge all these EVs?
Of course, we have an advantage here as a utility company providing the electricity company. We know where to set up the charging station in an optimized manner that really reduces cost and creates efficiency. So far, we don't anticipate a huge increase in the demand because of the charging stations. Today, we are talking about 100 chargers for UAV. I don't think it will create a significant increase. However, of course, in our 5 years plan and 10 years plan, and it depends on how this market will grow, we need really to rethink how we will grow our network, electricity network, to keep up with the increasing demand from the charging points.
Thank you.
Hello, His Excellency. It's really honor, great session. And I'm Shravan. We are a EV startup back from India. We are into deep tech, smart mobility solutions for small format vehicles, right? I want to make the distinction because when it comes to EV, there are big vehicles, cars, buses, whereas small vehicles. It is estimated that for every car that is going to be electrified, there are like 5 to 10 small vehicles that are going to be adopted. So do you have a plan separate, because the requirements are different. Much smaller stations, more decentralized stations would be more preferable than very big stations, right? Thank you.
It's a good question. And again, I'd be personally interested in the startup because I go back to one of the comments made earlier by my colleague from Etisalat is we as UAV are open also to the private sector. Okay, so we are very much interested in what is there to available for us to actually capitalize on. We believe in partnership, and I think partnership is the way to actually strengthen this entity and deliver what we aspire for the country. Now, when it comes to charging stations, yes, you do have different categories of vehicles. You're looking at heavy vehicles and as well as your light vehicles. The idea over here is we want to have a hub that can actually accommodate different types of vehicles, but there will be also dedicated hubs for, for example, if you do have bus stations that would serve those kind of locations. So it will depend on the studies that we do, the frequency of travel for which vehicles go where. And we have a lot of these data and statistics because we are overseeing a lot of the federal highways. So we use all of that statistics and data to come up with a comprehensive plan that gets built into our business plan.
Thank you. You want to add something?
Just to add on what His Excellency here mentioned. So as a first phase today, we're focusing on the passenger cars. But definitely, as His Excellency mentioned, we'll be looking into the market, and definitely that's a need that you will need to address very soon. It seems like it's moving in a very fast pace. So definitely this is something we'll consider.
I would recommend you guys have a look outside because I just visited a stand where they have an electric jet ski and boat motors and stuff like that. So don't outrule that marine sector will be electrified fairly soon as well. So the scope is pretty big. And yes, we are taking a stepwise approach, but the scope is pretty big.
Yep. So we have another question here. Yeah.
Hello. My name is Henning Bettermann. I run a business consultancy in Switzerland, and I also have a company for charging equipment in Germany. It's my first time in the UAE. I can say one word, I'm really, really impressed. I've arrived here on Friday and I drove around with my car. I suffered a little bit from the hot sun. And there was one thing I was missing when looking around over all the roofs and all the places. I didn't see any solar cells. You know, if I go through cold and rainy Germany, at each and every corner there is a roof which is covered with solar cells, or there is even some flat land covered with solar cells. And since you all want to go for sustainability, electric cars without solar power, that does not make so much sense. So my question is, why do not follow the example of the Norwegians and sell the expensive gas to Germany rather than burning it in your own fuel plants to generate electricity and take the power of the sun instead?
This is a good question, and I see you're a promoter of Germany and sending gas to Germany. So, no, I think it's a valid point. If you look at the current landscape in terms of how the LNG market is growing and the demand for gas is growing, especially in areas that are seeing energy security as an issue, it does make sense. For us, when it comes to the UAE, really, we are looking at a diverse mix of energy sources. Yes, we are blessed with sun, and we are counting quite a lot on solar energy. Today, the country stands at around 6 gigawatts of solar power, including a little bit about over 100 megawatts of wind, slow wind technology. We see this growing up to 14.2 by the year 2030 as per our strategy. But we are also in the business of diversifying. So we will not be counting only on one source of energy. We are looking into battery storage, we are looking into hydrogen, and then we are also looking into the conventional source of power production, utilizing carbon capture and storage as well. So for us, it's basically a diverse mix of power that we build into our strategy, and this is what we have been doing over the past several years. I hope I answered your question. Yes, we are still planning to ship some of our products to Europe, and this also includes blue ammonia. So we are not only sticking to natural gas.
Thank you for the question. Do you have any further questions?
Hello, this is Anirban Bakshi from ITP Media Group, Plant Machinery Vehicle Magazine. You were mentioning about the first phase targeting passenger vehicles, personal vehicles. What I wanted to know was how far in the future will you be targeting the fleet owners, the commercial vehicles, the heavy transport, and will the infrastructure, the charging infrastructure, will it extend to logistics and industrial areas? And then later on, what's the time frame where we have, let's say, electrification of construction machinery as well? Thank you.
We are in discussion with let's say, the biggest operators of passenger buses. And we follow with them closely the development of technology when it comes to e-buses. So whenever the market will be there, the need will be there, we'll start eventually by supporting the owners at their premises with electricity, with chargers, specific chargers required for buses. And whenever these buses exist everywhere, we will also start providing chargers in the road. But today, this will be very limited, and we'll start with main owners of buses, and most of them are governmental entities. So we are in close discussion. We'll provide them chargers in their premises.
To add to what His Excellency mentioned, now, one thing here we need to make it clear for everyone that UAE as an objective, as a main objective for the company, is enhancing the EV infrastructure in the UAE. And definitely we'll be revising what requires our enhancement along the way. We're just starting today, and definitely we'll be looking into any area where the infrastructure requires enhancement. That's where you will find UAE stepping in to enhance it.
Now, also I'll explain to you as a ministry, because we are the Ministry of Energy and Infrastructure, but even the transport sector comes under us as a regulation. And we are working also on a mobility strategy for the country. So this not only covers e-mobility, but there is also public and bulk transportation that is part of our strategy. And we are also looking into alternative methods like hydrogen for heavy trucks and vehicles. So all of this is actually part of an overall strategy that we are looking into for transportation as well.
Thank you. So we have another question here.
Hi, this is Young. I'm representing the water saving company there. So I live in Australia for a long time. It's very famous for solar panel. And I'm very impressed. See, in Dubai, you got a very huge solar panel station. Similar to Australia, the UAE has a very good natural weather condition for solar panel production, which is very good for clean energy. And now we were thinking, for the all EV car, we treat it like a portable EV charging, the portable power station. We were trying to develop a technique to see whether we can discharge the battery from the EV car. And because I know there's some, it can be unstable in the power grid. Sometimes in peak demand time, the electricity grid is not so stable. We were thinking maybe can we discharge the battery, the electricity from the battery, and then supply, for example, individual house using. And I don't know whether the government's attitude towards this. In a laboratory, we already developed that kind of products. I was thinking this is one of my long-term goals, to develop this product to be stepped to each individual house.
Clear. So I think the question is around vehicle to grid and
Yeah,
its role
vehicle to
in
grid.
grid stabilization in the
But,
future.
Yeah, we were thinking vehicle to
I think,
house.
first of all, we just start. Today, the consumption of EVs in the grid is too small, too minor, and will not reach a level where it can potentially create any disturbance in the network. So initial period, I don't think we have any issue. However, going forward, once penetration of EV becomes very high and the load on the grid becomes impactful, then we could think together with our regulator and the ministry about ways to give incentives for people to charge at certain time. So this we have it in our plan. Depends on the requirements. Once we have an impact and it makes sense to give incentives to people to charge, for example, at night, then we may think about preferential charging prices, depend on the time, to create, to be more optimum when it comes to cost and to make sure we don't impact the network, the grid.
Thank you for the question.
Yes. So usually...
maybe we can come back to you if there's enough time,
Yeah.
but if we just to give an opportunity for another person to ask. I think there was a question here. I saw a hand. Change it his mind. Yes, here.
A quick one. I think I'm Jennifer from Middle East Economic Digest. The initial phase would be targeting 100 charging stations by the end of the year. Is that correct? And there's a number given for the end of the decade, 2030. I missed that number. And secondly, is it an issue that there isn't yet a unified charging fee across the Emirates, or is that something being addressed as we speak? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So the target by 2030 and
yes,
tariff.
I'll answer the first part, which is the number of chargers that will be installed by end of 2024, 100 chargers, and by 2030, 1,000 chargers. Yes.
The tariff, yeah.
Of course, I have my personal views that maybe even the 1,000 chargers might not be enough. We see an exponential growth when it comes to EVs in the country. The numbers that I have off the top of my head was it was around 3.7% in the year 2022, and it has increased to about 11.3% by the year 2023. So we're seeing an exponential growth. Today we have around over 40,000 EVs in the country. Now, when it comes to your second question, and it's regarding tariff, yes, there is a plan. We have actually proposed something, and we are waiting for the final approvals for this to be announced. So you will be hearing about that fairly soon.
Thank you, Excellency. Do you have any other questions from the audience? We have one here.
Hello, my name is Zamais. I'm a reporter with the Etihad English newspaper. I was wondering if you can highlight how UAE is different from other providers of EV charging stations in the UAE. Thank you.
Okay, I think maybe each one of us has an input into this question. It's good. I think one of the main aspects where UAEV is different than any other charging point operator is you have a unique partnership formed over here between a government entity and a major utilities provider in the country. The other aspect is it has the potential and the capability of actually being across all the 7 Emirates. Yes, there are some CPOs that are going to or planning to operate in the 7 Emirates, but I see that the scale that we are going to be growing with is significant. We also have access to key critical infrastructure, being a government entity. So when you talk about all the governmental buildings, all the federal highways, apart from also all the assets that are owned by Etihad Water and Electricity, that gives us quite a huge geographical spread in the UAE. So keeping all of that in mind and the spread that we are anticipating over the 7 Emirates, my perspective is it might end up being the operator of choice for a lot of the EV users in the country, because it is basically available almost everywhere, and it has one simple user-friendly app and platform that can be utilized. And I guess I don't want to rush things, but you will be able to judge that by yourselves when it comes towards the end of this year. I don't know if Ahmed or
Again, I will repeat, UAV is a government-owned entity, was set in order to be an enabler for this promising sector to grow. We have access to more than 2,500 buildings owned by the federal government of the United Arab Emirates. We have access to locations of Etihad Water Electricity Company that is located in each neighborhood, in each street. We think we have a value proposition here and will be able to provide a unique service to our customers.
I think here I will be echoing what their excellencies have just mentioned here. The partnership. I believe this is one of a kind partnership where you see like the Ministry of Infrastructure, a ministry with its impact on UAE level, with a utility provider, a leader of the industry. When you join those two, that's something that you expect nothing but the best out of this collaboration. And my first job was in real estate. I work in real estate, and there's a term that they always use. They say location, location, location. And this is, again, one of the main success points when it comes to having an EV infrastructure. And that's something also we do have based on the existing locations that we own as UAEV and the strategic partnerships that we have today.
Thank you very much. I think we have time for one final question. So maybe we'll give it to this. Yes, you can go ahead.
Eva Levesque from Arabian Gulf Business Insight. It's not clear for me. So you are going to install the chargers, but who is going to produce them? Where are they going to be produced? And the second question is, do you have, I would like to have an update about new investments, plans for batteries and eventual factories for EV.
Okay. So your question is who
are
are the
brands of the chargers that you are going to use? Okay. Which brands? Yeah.
Now, definitely, as His Excellency mentioned today, that at UAEV, yes, we'll be doing the installation of the chargers, and we have strategic agreements also with the leaders of the manufacturing market. Today. We have Siemens today as the charger that you can see it displayed outside, and many more also to come that will be revealing also with time.
So it will be not produced in the UAE?
For the time being, yes, you're right. We are not outruling. As you know, there is a huge program that is run by the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology, which is called Operation 300 Billion. And that idea is to attract investments and manufacturing capabilities within the UAE. So this is something that is a potential. We've seen some of the private sector companies approach us, wanting to partner up with us, and also to bring manufacturing capabilities to the country. At this stage, this partnership is limited to us and Etihad Water and Electricity. But again, it is an open invitation to the private sector. We are willing to do business. We are open to do business. So if there is a value proposition that is out there that will bring value to us along with the private sector, we are here to listen. Right?
Okay. Again, I fully agree with His Excellency. I think if we look globally as well, investments and initiatives like this, what they will result in naturally in the future is localizing manufacturing and industry. So to be competitive as brands. So I'm sure many will consider this invitation. So we are short of time, so I have to be mindful of the time. So thank you, Your Excellency, Engineer Yusuf and Badr, for your time. And with that, we'll close the panel discussion.
Can I
yes.
just ask
please.
Ahmed Al-Ka'bi and Yusuf to join us on the stage, and then we can take one picture as the main board members of Etihad of UAEV.
So please stay with us. After we close, we will have the official launch of the first charger and initiative. I'll join you for one, then I will leave.